Hi folks, it's Mike here from the MJ Amson Furniture Company, and today we had this seat come in. Pretty self-explanatory what the problem is here. This is a seat out of an old work truck. The guy really likes this truck and he wants to keep it going, so we're going to patch this seat up today. Now this seat is out of an old 1981 International. It's a real big truck, and it's like kind of like a dump body. And he needs to have this the seat bottom here repaired and recovered. The backrest of the seat is in good shape, so we're not going to bother with that. So we're going to start fixing this seat by turning it over and taking the runners off. Once the runners have been removed, then we can remove the upholstery. In this case, the upholstery is held on by these little plastic tabs. And they usually just pull back and pull them up, and they come right off. Sometimes these can be difficult. What makes them difficult is if the upholstery is on really tight, or if they've been on for a long time and the metal has rusted up. They tend to get almost like glued on there. But in this case I'm using a tack puller, but a flat-headed screwdriver will work well. You can just get it in there, push down and pull it off. It makes it a little easier. Once the upholstery has all been detached from the frame, we can just peel that off. Once the upholstery is off the frame, this is a good time to check it over, see if there's any problems. And in this particular frame, I did find a problem. You can see right here is a crack, and this is right where the seat runner mounts. If that's left like that, eventually this is just going to continue to work and it's going to break off. So that needs to be welded up. But at this point we can turn the seat over and get the foam off. I have marked out where I need to cut to get rid of this worn out area here. I don't want to just cut this right off because underneath the seat it's kind of complicated and I don't want to have to duplicate that if I don't have to. So what I'm going to do is slice it this way first to keep this, which is still good, and then we'll just cut this way here. I have cut a new piece of foam out in the same basic shape. It's not exact, but it's close enough to get us started. I'm just going to glue that right in there like that. What I'm going to use here for adhesive is an Ultra Bond special adhesive for foam rubber. Now this is optional in most cases, but I'm going to add a piece of muslin over the top of this where it's been seamed. Just because this is in a high wear area. This is right where the driver sits, slides in and out of the truck a lot, so I want a little extra protection here. Now you can see the upholstery here is in pretty rough shape. I normally like to use the original upholstery for a pattern to make my new one. In this case, this side is there's nothing left here for a pattern, but the rest of the seat is good. So half of it is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble this, and I'll mark it so that I know exactly how it goes back together. And I'm going to cut it right in half, and then I'll just use the good half as a pattern, just using it as a left and right on the good side. I took apart the upholstery and I cut it in half, and now I'm just going to trace around this upholstery. You have to be careful not to move this around. And I'm going to go like this all the way around this whole piece. Then I'll flip it over, do it again, and we'll cut it out. Okay, here I have all of the pieces. I traced around the old ones and cut them out. And I made special marks on them so that I know just where each piece sews back together. Now I'm going to go out and sew these up. I got these cracks all welded up, and I put a coat of paint over them to keep them from rusting. While I was repairing one set of cracks, I found that the other side had cracked as well. So we went ahead and we repaired both sides. Now that I have this cover all sewn back together, it's just a matter of stretching it back on over the foam and attaching it to the frame. Well, there we are. Got the cover all installed. Nice clean repair. All I need to do now is put the runners and the backrest on it, and this man can have his seat back and put his truck back into work.